Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. I'm Mason Knight, joined here by Cash Kraus, Michael Falk.
Point at the camera now?
Yep.
I like it.
It's easier when you have something to do.
Do the double guns. There you go, the double pistols.
Yes.
How's it going, fellas?
It's going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything new to report?
Besides a new Star Wars film?
Ooh. Was there a new Star Wars film this week?
There was.
How about the fact that I am totally fucking confused by Westworld and I have no idea what the fuck?
Okay, well, I haven't watched the newest.
Oh, really?
I haven't watched the newest episode now, so don't say anything.
I don't want to say anything anyway because Mason's trying to catch up now, right?
Yes.
Did you start watching?
I just subscribed to HBO, but I have no idea how to access it through Hulu on my TV. I tried last night. I couldn't figure it out.
You have to... Oh, that's Amazon. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the weird thing because, like, if I were to download HBO Go, I would have to log in. But it's like, what do I log in with my Hulu credentials? I didn't get it.
You probably have to go online to your actual Hulu account on a computer and add a channel somehow.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I had to do with Amazon when I got Boomerang. Is you had to go on Amazon and add that channel to your account, and then it'll pop up when you go into the app.
Oh,
It's
damn.
got to be something like that.
That's kind of lame. Okay. I'll do that, though.
Or just Google search
$5
how
a
to do
month, though, to add HBO for
Yeah, that's
6
nice.
months. That was the last day. I was like, okay.
That's a pretty good deal.
You sold me
Yeah,
$5 a month for 6 months.
There's a lot of good shows on HBO that you could
Yeah,
catch
that's
up
what
on,
I've heard.
for Sure,
HBO
yeah.
has good shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have that
Highest
Ballers show with The Rock?
it. No, that's
Or is that
Stars.
Showtime?
Stars, yeah.
Oh, dang it.
The Rock and Denzel Washington's son.
What?
Yeah, Denzel
Washington's son?
Yeah, he's the main character. Yeah, and
If he's anything like his father, he'll be amazing.
he's good in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you guys haven't seen the trailer for Black Klansman?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, that's Denzel's son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I didn't know that.
He plays the wide. Have you seen Ballers? Oh, you haven't. Then you wouldn't know. But yeah, Denzel's son is in it.
Damn.
I know. That movie looks good too.
It looks pretty fun.
Adam Driver's in it.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah,
he's so
Driver's
good. Did you guys ever watch that movie with him and who was it?
Tatum.
Yeah, Logan Lucky.
No.
Oh no, I heard that one was really good. No,
Logan
it was
Lucky
one on
is really
Netflix.
good.
I think it was with Adam Sandler where he like tried to get his job or something like that.
No,
What is that
it's
movie called?
it's Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller,
Yeah,
that's it.
It's
yeah,
like, I think it's While We're Young or something. Like
While
that.
We Were
Yeah.
Young. Yeah, that
Yeah,
movie
that is
was
a good
so
movie.
good.
Adam Driver's awesome.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, and that was
we're-
with Amanda too.
Yeah, man, Seaford.
Seaford
yeah.
or whatever.
And related to that, Adam Driver is also in Star Wars,
He is.
which we're reviewing today.
Which we always know how to
always
tie it in.
yep.
Yep, it always makes sense.
Well,
One way or another, we
yeah.
always get back to where we were talking.
Full circle.
Well, it always ends up going back to Star Wars.
Yes.
Even if we're not talking
Some
about
way
it.
Right.
you can link everything to Star Wars.
You can. It's such
yeah.
a big universe.
Yeah, it is. Well, almost everybody's been in the movie or been in the movie with somebody who's been in the movies we've talked about. So
Very good point.
it's like a dream within a dream.
It is. Well, what were you guys' initial thoughts?
About Solo?
Yeah, about Solo.
Solo, the new. For a prequel that I thought we did not need, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as, because like me and you were talking about earlier, I was not very excited for this movie.
No.
I just felt like that the story, the Han Solo character in general, does not need an origin story.
Right.
Like we were saying, I really liked the mystery around the character. It was kind of the best part of the
Yeah.
character. But now we need to kind of know
Everything.
literally everything that's
Yeah.
he's ever said. Everything has a reason, and even down to his last name.
Yeah. What the fuck was that about?
I know.
Yeah. And for
Oh
me,
my God.
knowing and actually seeing all the stuff that they've talked about kind of ruined a little bit for me, like Han Solo in the original trilogies.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, he acted the whole time like he didn't know what he was doing. Like he was like totally out of his league, out of his wits, you know?
Yeah.
In the original trilogy. But then you realize like he's done this kind of work before. So it kind of takes away from that charm of like Han Solo in the original films. I think the actor who portrayed Han Solo did a great job, and he didn't do like an impersonation. I don't feel like, but
No, he made it his own for sure. And
Yeah.
I think all the characters in this movie did a really good job. I just think it was the story that was lacking.
right.
Like they had all the right pieces, and the stuff was really cool. I thought, but the story I just did not care about very much.
I totally agree with that. And to be 100% honest, I was bored through the whole fucking thing until Lando finally showed up. And then I got a little less bored. And then the only time in the movie where I was like, oh my fucking God, is Mason knows because I texted him immediately after.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it too.
Yeah.
The big reveal.
Darth Maul pops
Oh, yeah.
up. And
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Yeah,
But
we could just talk about that.
yeah, whole
But,
podcast about the Darth Maul appearance that lasted
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Spoiler alert: Darth Maul is in this fucking movie.
Spoiler alert: he's still alive.
But
If you haven't watched the Clone Wars,
yeah, if
series,
you haven't watched
or
Clone
Rebels,
Wars or Rebels, you'd know that Darth Maul did not die when he got cut in half.
no,
He just got more fucking
he
pissed.
just got he
just got
and he
pissed
used
off.
the dark.
If you're gonna fucking kill Darth Maul, you better
Yeah.
cut off his head or something because he's gonna come back. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Let's just talk about theories. What do you think that is? I think that Darth Maul is obviously training Kira.
No, yeah.
because- and
We find out late the end of the movie that Darth Maul was running even the Crimson Red.
Yeah,
all of them,
Yeah, and even that
or Crimson Dawn. not
even
Crimson
towards
Red.
the end, where she was saying that she got taught that fighting style or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I remember at the end, she kicks that guy's ass.
She
with the
does.
hand on and she says whatever the style is, I can't remember, but in Star Wars Legends, which is not canon,
Right, canon
but Darth
anymore.
Maul practices that fighting style.
That fighting style was donned in like one of the first video games about.
Yeah, exactly.
I
yeah.
can't remember what it's called either.
No, it's a
Some
game
weird
that I
name.
didn't play, but yeah, that's his fighting style. So I don't know if she's a fucking Jedi or because what makes me think is that she's his apprentice,
Right.
which would mean that she's very old to be a Padawan.
Yeah, she would be extremely young.
I mean,
But-
how old is she in it? I mean, yeah, it's
But we are talking about the post Republic here, so maybe
Yeah.
they don't go by those rules
Yeah,
anymore.
you really
especially
gotta
the
get-
dark side.
yeah.
Even though reading Darth Maul's book, he was actually picked up by Sidious as a kid. But
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Well, you don't.
I don't think
that
she's-
She was
I don't-
like any older than Luke was supposed to be when.
Yeah, but I
Like,
don't
pretty
think
close.
is Kira. I don't think Kira is going to be his apprentice.
Nah, I think more like a.
It more works for him.
yeah, like
because she doesn't seem like the saber wielding death defying killer.
Yeah, but you
know?
saw her wield those little blades at the end. I mean, she looked
Those were cool.
pretty efficient, and we
Yeah.
really never got to know how good she really was. But
Right.
every
or what
scene-
happened in those years that she was separated. with
exactly?
Han.
Yeah, and in those scenes though, that yeah, and it never really told how long he was gone, but you have to assume he was gone for a
Oh, he was gone for a long time,
because
yeah.
he was in the academy. He got kicked out of the academy, and then he was on fucking whatever.
They did it 3 years later, right?
Yeah, 3 years
Oh,
later.
3 years later, yeah. Oh, 3 years is a long time.
So, heck yeah, especially if she's working with Darth Maul.
Yeah. But she would have to be some kind of fucking badass for Darth Maul to take her on.
Yeah, for sure.
Which makes me think that there has to be something there for him to pick her, right? I mean, how else would he have found her or whatever?
Right, but I think at the same time, he could just be orchestrating this underworld, like this whole underworld thing with Crimson Dawn and stuff. I think he ran that whole organization.
I think so, but I don't think anyone knew he was running it and she was his plant.
Right,
Like the
exactly.
mole in
Yeah,
there,
okay.
right? He
Yeah.
was- Like what Sidious does with
Right,
every fucking
right.
thing. Yeah. But man, and we were talking about, but original actor, they got Ray Park back, which
I
is
know.
fucking awesome.
That's nuts.
because he's still insane with the dual wield.
Oh, hell yeah. I bet he is.
Yeah, and they got the voice of the guy that does his voice in the Clone Wars cartoon show, but who knows where it's going
I
now?
thought it was weird that they didn't do the makeup get up again though.
No, because remember, he got cut in half, fell down. I mean, he's aged quite a bit since then. Like, because that's episode 1.
Oh yeah,
You know, so he's aged quite a bit, even as
well, at least in the cartoon shows, he's the same age as I don't know how his species ages or whatever.
Right, but
he looks
Obi-Wan-
the same age as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
They're both old men. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know. It's I just hope they're building up on a Obi-Wan solo film.
Oh god.
But
yeah.
what this makes me think is that they're just going to do a solo 2.
Well, the Obi-Wan, I think that isn't that been rumored for a while now. The Obi-Wan standalone.
I mean, I don't know if it's been rumored as much as fans just
Yeah.
keep talking about it. Obviously, everyone wants it. That's the one story that I'd want probably more than anything else.
He could fight Darth Maul again. How sick would that be?
If you watch Star Wars Rebels,
Yeah,
they have the greatest fucking duel at the very end.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta
Even
watch
if you
it.
just watch that scene, they have because in Star Wars Rebels, Darth Maul just fucking hates Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just poisoned by the hate. That's
Well,
the only thing keeping him going.
And in the actual series, I don't know if this is Clone Wars or Rebels, but he actually killed that one love interest for Obi-Wan in that show. later on.
That would be my storyline for Obi-Wan film.
Yes.
Would be a revenge
Yeah.
story of Darth Maul killing Obi-Wan's.
That would be awesome. Yeah, because she was like she was a pacifist. She was the leader of that pacifist nation. I can't remember her name though right now.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but yeah, that's not. That's none of that's Star Wars Legends though.
No, it's canon. No, it was in the show.
Oh, in
it's
Clone
in
Wars?
it's in Clone Wars.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But he had the love interest in Clone Wars, and I think she was killed in Rebels. So it's quite the gap there, because she took over power
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars, and then she was in power, and then Darth Maul, out of revenge, killed her.
But that would be the perfect fucking timing to have Ewan McGregor come back. He's aged. I mean,
He's aged, but he still looks great.
he looks great, and
He's-
you
yeah.
might have to age him a little
Yeah,
more.
you'll have to age him, yeah.
Maybe-
But that's good for all the stunts and shit.
Yeah, and maybe make him. Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe make him look more like what's his name, McGinnis, who played Obi-Wan
Yes.
in the original.
Yeah.
But
Alec.
yeah, Alec McGinnis, and Ewan McGregor, he's fucking ready for it.
Oh hell yeah, he is. Yeah, he loved Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You know what? No one on the face of the planet could have played a better Obi-Wan Kenobi. When I think of Obi-Wan Kenobi, man, like
He's by far the best part of the prequels.
yes,
By
far and away.
That's the
Yeah.
best thing we got out of the prequels
Yeah.
was, and I thought
all I wanted to do too was buy an Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber. That's all I wanted, dude. Like I felt like a Jedi Master whenever I did as a kid.
well, what another thing I really liked about Solo was the score. It was obviously what's his name? He does the score, John Williams.
John Williams, yes.
Which the score was fucking amazing. And no matter what, if you get John Williams.
Hold on, what? The score was amazing with John Williams? That's weird.
Yeah,
that never
I know.
happens.
But even
God,
even
he finally
for,
put a good one together. Huh?
even for a movie that was lacking though, which
Yeah, right.
mostly he does movies that are only going to be fucking phenomenal.
Right.
But
because he's John Williams.
yeah, the score and they played what is it? Fates of whatever when it showed Darth Maul, just like Duel of Fates.
Duel of Fates, yes.
They played that just.
I
like,
have it on my phone. And I couldn't think
yeah,
of it.
They played it like just like in the background when they showed it,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
just got so fucking excited for that. My God, and the train scene. I really liked the train scene
Train scene was cool.
when they were trying to
Yeah.
rob. I really liked the music and everything about that train scene was fucking awesome.
And can we talk about that too? And because we always talk about how movies spoil shit in the previews. Did you guys all think that would have been? Because whenever I saw the preview, I was like, okay, well, there they go, giving away the third act again.
Yeah.
They didn't give it away. That was in the first act. So, like, when I watched the movie, I was pretty surprised to go, oh, shit, this is happening already? Because we had saw so much of the train scenes in the
Yeah.
previews that I was like, okay, so we already know what the third act is going to be, something with this train. Ended up being in the first.
Yeah, and well, it's something that at least Star Wars in general has always been good at is keeping some kind of secret. Even though when I
keeping
saw
Darth Maul a secret, I mean, that's
yeah,
fucking,
exactly.
yeah.
But even like you said, even that train sequence, I did think that train sequence was going to be like the big
Right.
heist. I thought that was
Right.
going to be a big thing, but they really just got that out of the way, and then they kind of set up for who were the people on the bikes?
People on the bikes.
Yeah.
Oh,
they-
yeah,
Something
the rebels.
Nest.
yeah, they were the start of the rebels, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, really. But yeah, something Nest. Yeah, it built that up, but I really like that train scene. Like I said, there's some great, really fun scenes in this movie. It's just not when the story is taking place.
Yeah.
It's any time besides that. But yeah, that train scene was awesome, I thought. Any other scenes you guys liked a lot?
I like the chemistry between Han and Kira. And I like their relationship. It was totally different than Princess Leia's and Han's. You know, where
Yeah.
like it was kind of this, oh, I don't like you, you know, in the original. But this one, right away, like these were childhood friends. They grew up together. You could tell they were kind of in love. They had that relationship already built and established. So for me, I really like that because it just showed a complete different relationship with Han Solo.
And I was really surprised by how they handled that relationship with them being cut off at the very start. I wasn't sure how they were going to do that. I thought they were going to be together the entire time.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just so happens out of the entire galaxy, it's just the smallest world where everyone only runs into the same 5 characters. Like,
Right.
Han Solo and her ran into each other just randomly.
Yeah. Out of all the planets,
Out of all
how
the
hard
planets,
is it here
out
to
of
just
all-
run into someone on one planet?
But that always fucking happens, in
happens,
Star
yes,
Wars.
always.
That always happens.
You kind of just have to.
There's
accept
really
it.
only 20 people in the entire galaxy, and you're gonna run into
per
them a
planet.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And at that point, you just have to accept it. Because even they were shocked, but they didn't even seem that surprised.
Yeah, it was so funny because I went and saw this with some acting friends, the Star Wars movie, and we were talking on the way home from the car, and we were just talking about all the absurdities of Star Wars, but we accept them because it's Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
know?
you have to.
Like the Death Star.
Or if you're gonna have a
one
movie
hole.
of fucking white guys with laser swords
Right,
fighting
exactly.
each other,
You
and
have
it's
to
also
kinda-
the future, you're gonna have to.
Whoa! It's not the future.
It's a long time ago.
long, yeah.
Well, a long
From a
time ago
galaxy
in a galaxy
far,
far,
far
away,
away.
all of those places are already gone and destroyed because time is linear. So
Oh,
those
it is?
places are
Oh.
gone by now.
okay.
Yeah,
So it isn't the future then.
it is the future,
Oh, okay.
but it did happen.
But it didn't
long,
a long
long
time
By
ago.
the time it gets to us,
It's just kinda
by the
cir-
time it gets to us, they're all dead.
I see.
For millions of years.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it is kind of the future, but and there is Earth in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
I don't know if it's
Is-
canon.
hold on,
or
is
not.
there?
I don't know if it's canon or not, but I can't remember if it was a comic book or not.
I
But,
was. What if they started doing that?
there's a
like
co-
superhero
there's
shit
a
with
comic
Star
book
Wars.
or some story where Han Solo crashes
They
on
could.
Earth, and he becomes
What?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's hilarious! Please, let's do it.
That should be
They-
canon.
Yes, it
that
should.
should be canon.
Honestly, if
Is
they
that the
could-
next Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
If they wanted to, they could combine Star Wars in with superhero shit because Marvel
Owns both of them. Yeah.
Comics owns Star Wars comics.
What if we had a Guardians of the Galaxy crossover?
Well, Disney owns
That
all
would
of
be
them.
cool.
That'd be kind of cool. I mean,
No, it would not. I do not fucking want.
I mean, it's cool to think about,
No,
but it
it's,
probably
I
would
would.
suck.
It would suck bad.
Obi-Wan Kenobi meeting Star-Lord. That'd be weird.
It'd be horrible.
It'd be terrible.
yeah,
You're
it'd be
right.
Horrible.
It's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even in the same. No, it's
you
not.
couldn't. I would be so mad if they did a cross. They would never would, but.
A really big positive for me in this film. Get back to this. Again, I was talking about how I like the relationship with Han and Kira, but I really like the relationship between Han and Chewbacca. I thought they did a really good job. I thought comedic timing was totally there. Every single joke between those two landed, and like Chewie could get annoying after a while if like he, because he talks Chewbaccan or whatever. Wookie, right?
Kashyyykian.
Chewbaccan. I like Chewbaccan better.
That's right.
He's the only person in the galaxy that speaks like that, and Han can understand him
There we go.
because it's Chewbacca.
Because it's Chewbaccan. But hey, this is why we can't do them in the morning. We got to do them late at night when my brain's working. Can't get me out of bed in 20 minutes and expect me to come up with a good review. But
Yeah,
no, but I liked it.
Like I
Yeah,
like we
I
said,
thought the comedic
liked-
timing was really well
I like the
done.
guy who played Han Solo a lot. I liked him a lot. I liked him that he made his own. He didn't try to do an impression of. And that guy I thought was really funny. His comedic timing was really funny.
Yeah, it was.
How he played this kind of like really, really cocky, but just really dorky kind of character where he's He's really just a moron.
Yes.
Solo is.
Yeah,
but
he is.
But he's smooth, and he just thinks he's super smooth. But he is a great fucking pilot, though.
He is best in the galaxy, so I've heard.
Yeah, he did the Kessel Run
In 12
rounding
parcels?
down,
Yeah.
Rounding down, yeah. So I got to bring this up because it's confusing the fuck out of me. So all over online before and after this movie was released, everybody's talking about how it's the first Star Wars story to not feature the droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO. But I swear to fucking God, I seen R2-D2 in the movie.
Yes, in the background.
In the background,
Yes.
with droid uprising.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Unless there's one that looks exactly fucking like him, that was him.
I know, I saw that too, and that
Thank
was
God
the same thing.
somebody else seen
Yes,
it.
I did see that, and I was like, "Is that R2 back there?" But it was only for a split second.
Yeah.
I remember that. Speaking of that, that's a good point to bring up. But I mean, the whole R2D2 thing. But I forgot about that droid, too.
L3.
L3, yeah,
Let's talk about the weird fucking relationship L3 had with,
with Lando.
I wasn't sure what was
Okay.
he fucking that robot?
Well, remember that one of the Star Wars writers came out and said that he was pansexual.
Yeah.
So now
That
that
would
makes
be
sense.
why.
Yeah, that would be why,
Oh.
because the whole robot thing. So it makes sense.
That whole thing was though just so you could figure out where the voice comes in the Millennium Falcon, because at one point in the other ones he's like, someone says,
C-3PO tries to communicate with the ship, and he says it's difficult because she's rather rude.
yeah, and that's
Yeah,
that's where that comes in. But I could have done without it. I could have done without the whole robot thing.
They have to put one in every single story, though.
Yeah, because those are the ones who die. Those are the ones that you can have the tragedy with. Because they're expendable. They're fucking robots.
Yeah, but
droids.
I could have done without the whole, like, her being super, like, I don't know. I guess she was.
You didn't like that humor though. The whole try to free the droid slaves.
No, I enjoyed that part. I just didn't like. I didn't think she was very funny at all. The way she was, I don't know, kind of took offense to everything.
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like one of those people who was really, really, everything was a big fight or whatever.
Right.
Where she was,
Right.
but,
Everything was a huge deal.
But yeah, I just didn't understand her relationship with Lando. And then at one point they like even acknowledge it, and she's like, "Does it work?" And she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
it works."
It works. Yeah, and you're like,
I would like to know.
I was like, well, this is kind of weird to ask, but I'm
Yeah,
a little curious now. Could you
because like
go
even
into some detail here?
even in the future, like even Kira was like, she was weirded out.
Yeah,
by it.
she was like, huh?
Hey, in a world where we can see a lady fuck a fish, we can have a guy have relations with a robot.
And you are referring to The Shape of Water.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Well, I even then I think that fish had a dick. I don't know what's he.
Yeah,
is
he
he
did.
putting
Yeah,
his
I think
penis
it-
in
I
like
think
the
it goes like
CD-ROM
this.
drive or whatever?
There we go. Yeah.
We figured
like
that
that.
out, but I just don't. I don't understand the science behind it.
I think it goes like this.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I don't remember how they did it. But yeah, that.
But we should
But
talk about.
I like I like that one joke with the droid. You didn't. I guess. Now I can't remember what it was. God damn it. These morning ones kill me, dude. These morning ones fucking kill me.
Let's talk about Lando. How do you guys think Donald Glover did?
I see now. Donald Glover's performance, I thought, was more impersonation more than a different.
I
Lando.
thought he killed it.
Oh no,
he
he
did
fucking
really good.
killed it. I thought.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought he was, as far as like impersonation.
I think he ran.
He was the best
I
one.
think he by far he ran away with this fucking movie. I was way more impressed by his character. His interpretation of Lando was fucking exactly what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I expected a young Lando to be.
And a lot more flashy too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, just
With his outfits and
yeah,
stuff.
but that's how.
Cape closet.
Yeah.
That's how fucking
was
Billy
funny.
T. Williams though handled Lando. You know, he was fucking smooth.
Yeah, he was.
He had like an answer for everything.
Yeah.
He wore a shit ton of capes. The capes was a big point in this movie. Dude.
Yeah, I saw someone make a weird point saying that he was a little bit too flamboyant, a little too like out there, and but if you think about it, like the way Lando or the way the original. I'm stuttering. I'm not doing good today, boys.
You
Never
just have a
mind. Let's just
stroke.
move on.
The original, Billy T. Williams, how he did it.
Yeah, how he did it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I loved it. And the best scenes in any Star Wars movies for me are the scenes when they go to like a cantina or a bar or something, where you get
Right,
all
yeah.
those. I mean that scene where they're on his yacht or whatever, and it shows all the other aliens and everything. Those are the best scenes for me. I fucking love those scenes where they always have a band playing and all that. It shows all the different...
That's my ringtone as a cantina.
Yeah, and it shows all the different kinds of aliens and really just shows off the universe and everything. But yeah, I thought he killed it, Donald Glover.
I did too. And honestly, that's the whole reason why I even went to see this movie, because I was not hyped about it at all.
Yeah, either was I really, but I was hyped for Donald Glover. And as soon as you see him, sitting down like that fucking Lando way he sits down and like he has everyone surrounded. The tension's always on him.
When those first dialogue, that he sounded exactly like
yeah.
Lando. It was
And he
weird.
and it's just like that from the original when they first see him and Lando's just sitting there or he comes up or whatever. It's just, I don't know. I thought he did it perfectly. I thought I was looking at Lando.
Right,
I thought
exactly.
I was looking at young
Yeah.
Billy Williams. But yeah. Cheats at fucking Sabak though. Fucking cheater. And the oldest fucking way of cheating too.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
know,
a
really.
card
Couldn't be
and
more
stuff.
elaborate than that.
Why is no one paying attention to that? He just slips a new card out every time he's
Every time, yeah. Anytime he needs to win, a big hand.
But yeah, I thought this movie was basically just a movie for a fanfare. Like it just seemed like it was set out to answer every possible
Yeah, question about.
and I just
Almost every single scene, every single word out of people's mouths was
exactly
way tied into
to his history. And
it's like, holy crap, everything has to be explained.
exactly. It was one of those where, like, if you did one thing where, like, you showed the dice or reason, you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. That's how we know."
Oh,
But
don't even get
every
started on the
scene,
dice, man.
every scene was setting up to where we know where Harrison's Ford Han Solo comes from.
Right.
Which I would rather it just have been its own in every movie, every scene. The scene where his name is Solo.
Yeah, that was.
I laughed at that part because I was so like, really?
I laughed
That's
because
it?
it was like kind of
Yeah, I felt
sad
like,
or
yeah.
I don't know. I was telling Mason that that's what originally got the movie greenlit 5 years ago. The CEO for the pitch, the guy who wrote it, he told him about that scene, the Solo film, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta have it. That's the best scene ever."
That?
I just read the article for. I know.
Yeah, I know
God,
that was the least part for me. I was just like, really? Yeah.
Me
that
too.
Irritated me, and it was right away too. So I was like, "Oh God, no!"
And I really thought
God,
that was. It felt like to them they thought that scene was gonna be a scene where like the theater goes,
It goes nuts. Yeah,
But it was dead silent in my theater. Like everyone was like,
Same.
Oh,
that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Solo, yeah.
I know. I was pissed. I was like, that shit is not fucking canon. Please do not make that canon.
Oh, it's canon.
No, it's canon.
It
I know it
happened,
is. I know.
But yeah, I know.
So you brought up the dice. Do you think they could have fucking shown them any more
Any
in
more?
the movie?
Yeah. Well,
Holy shit!
when he first put him up there on that cruiser, I was like, oh, cool. It's
Exactly.
the dice. I was
That
like,
could have
sweet.
been it.
Yes.
Yeah, because
That
he
should've
I wish
been
that
it.
because
would
he
have been
carries
it.
those around for everywhere.
Yeah.
Good luck. But then it was like it became like the focus of like
Right,
the
and
And
they
movie.
kept
every
passing
time it
them
got
back and
closer and
forth
closer to
and-
the dice until you finally just see it in the hand. Like, hey, these were in the last one. You remember?
Yeah. These I'm putting them up again.
They're holding
These
them up
are-
like that.
These are dice. The dice are back. That's exactly what it felt, and it kind of made you feel
did.
stupid watching it.
Right.
little bit.
Because
Like,
they're
we
really
couldn't
they're shoving
pick
it
up
in your
on
face.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
like, do we need to have it explained? It goes back to show not tell or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's
Well, that's why I was so impressed in the beginning. And I don't think anyone picked up the dice in the very beginning, but I did. And immediately when I saw him, I'm like, oh, boom. I know,
like,
cool.
cool.
I was like, sweet. And
But
then
little
after,
did you
like,
know they're
half
going to be seen
the
40
entire
other times,
fucking
yeah.
movie. And then I was
They're
like, I don't feel
listed
as cool.
on the freaking cast. I tell you, for top build.
And we still never. and even
film.
though that's his, we never got what the dice were. Still,
Right, right.
No,
that's the one thing they didn't explain, even though it was like a center of like everything. Oh, we kind of skipped around, but I like that opening scene a lot. Of the one where it shows him driving and he's trying to get away
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
I really like that scene where they go and into that room or whatever, the water room.
Yeah.
And she's talking to him, and it's
Oh,
like
it's
practical effects.
Right.
It felt like old Star Wars.
Yeah, it did.
That scene
It did.
looked,
That was really good.
that scene really got me fucking excited for that. Yeah, for that practical, and the guy that's chasing him in the big mask
Yeah.
and everything. I fucking love that.
It was good.
Yeah, that was great to me. But
And I will say, like, with this movie, it did give you a sense of, like, I felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie.
yeah,
Like, I'm not saying it was my favorite or anything like that, but I definitely got the sense that I was watching a Star Wars movie.
well, I think those scenes like that really reminded me that I was watching a Star Wars movie.
Right.
But some scenes where they, like the dice scene, and some scenes where they're really over explaining everything, that felt more like a Disney film to
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
than a Star Wars film. But we haven't talked about Woody Harrelson at all.
No, I was about to bring him up, actually. But that villain, though, real quick, or that mob boss, why do they always so creepy looking? So you got, like, Jabba the Hutt, and then you got the worm lady in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Well, this guy was the
Giant
most,
puppet.
the one that was the leader of, what's the name of it?
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, the guy who plays Vision and
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany is awesome. But yeah, he plays. Yeah, he was the least creepy looking of all the fucking villains.
Yeah, he was.
But I liked his part a lot. He was interesting. When he got mad, he got really fucking mad.
Yeah.
He was weird. But yeah. Oh yeah, let's finish talking about Woody Harrelson.
As Tobias Beckett.
Woody Harrelson, we gotta just point out that he makes everything better.
Oh yeah. all the
Everything under the face of the sun.
Even when I was
Everything.
when I was watching, I'm like, what is it about Woody Harrelson? It just seems like no matter what movie he's in, he's giving it 100%.
Yeah.
No matter how stupid, if it's some shitty fucking Hunger Games or anything,
Mm-hmm.
he's out there giving. And I think you can really tell that when he's there because he was one of my favorite parts. He had a great storyline in this. Woody Harrelson did.
Yeah, he did.
And the end when he shoots him, I was super surprised. I thought that was a great fucking ending too. You know, kind of building the Han Solo character because that was like, oh, who shot first or whatever.
Right.
Obviously, well, now we know that Han Solo is always going to shoot first because of what he taught from Woody Harrelson. You know, about not trusting anyone.
Right.
And even at the end, when Woody's like, "That's a smart move, kid. I would have killed you."
Yep, I would have killed you.
I love that scene. That was a great fucking
It was.
scene. Yeah.
And you're right. It ties in Han Solo's character.
It ties it in
completely.
because you really see that, he's basing his character kind of off that Woody Harrelson character. Well, that's where Han Solo kind of got his image or
Right.
whatever, with him not trusting anyone
Yeah.
and losing everyone. And
Kind of like how in The Last Jedi, the two sons
yeah,
with Luke.
Yeah,
You know how they
exactly.
tied that
Yeah.
in?
But yeah, and that's again, and I really liked that tie-in. I thought was great because they didn't shove it in your face.
Yeah,
either.
exactly.
They didn't say, okay, now he didn't go, okay, now I'm always going to shoot first or whatever. He didn't say it. They just made it very subtle, and I like that a lot. And again, Woody Harrelson is just so goddamn good.
He's great. He really is.
he's
And they
amazing.
did a complete different direction than I thought, like for his character.
For the Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
character, yeah.
Like I thought he was just going to be part of his team, part of the squad.
Yeah, but
that didn't totally happen.
Exactly, and it worked out really well. Well, I thought it was very much his character to betray everyone. You know, he lost the one thing he liked. I guess was that girl.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to get out of there. And I really like that the whole thing was a struggle for everyone to get, because it really shows how shitty the galaxy is at that point.
Oh, everyone's fending for themselves.
And everything's ran by
fucking underground
crime
yeah,
lords.
crime
And
lords,
I really like that part of the Star Wars universe. But yeah.
Well, I mean, can you think about the chaos in the galaxy during that time?
Yeah, and
The Emperor takes over everything,
Exactly, the Empire's getting really strong, and at the same time, we start to see the start of the rebellion.
Right.
And that's when the things
In
are
the
starting to
early
build.
days of the rebellion.
Which we never really got to see this time period, or we
Right.
never have before.
No.
But yeah.
So it was a good look into that, yeah, for sure.
Exactly. But I wish I would have seen more of that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't see. Although I did like that they said that they were going to go do a thing for Jabba.
Yeah, without
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
Jabba.
Yeah,
That
without
was,
saying, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Which is awesome for sure, but yeah.
Another little Easter egg thing that I liked that I didn't think they threw too much in your face was when they're on the planet getting the fuel and Chewbacca rips that guy's arms off.
Yeah, I just wish
because it's a reference to
I said I wanted to see him rip someone's arm off when we started this, but it didn't show it still.
No, it just showed him having the arms
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
Which really fucking Disneyed it up. I want to see him rip someone's arms off.
It would be nice.
It would be
We had a young, agile Chewbacca, so it could have happened.
Yeah, that's true. And I like Chewbacca's scenes a lot. His action scenes. Man, he's a fucking brute.
Well, this is the first. Oh, I gotta mute this. Emails.
What's crazy to think is that before Solo met Chewbacca, he was in that cage eating people.
Yeah.
Eating prisoners. Which means he's kind of a fucking bad guy.
A little bit.
But yeah,
So
I
somebody
like.
could speak Wookie to him, and then he's like, oh.
Yeah, that's all you
cool.
need, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess there was a different guy playing Chewbacca this time. It wasn't Peter for the first time
yeah.
because he's way too old to be running around
he
and
can
doing
barely
that kind of shit.
move, and he walks with a cane most of the time. Yeah, they got some young 7-foot guy that can
Some
honestly.
young seven.
Jonas Suetamo. Yeah.
But he's pretty agile for being that fucking big.
Speaking of cast, I forgot to mention when we were talking about the guy who played Han. He was actually the first person that auditioned for it. And they went through all the other auditions, and the original 2 directors were like, the first guy was the best out of everybody.
Yeah, it's Philip Lord. It's the guys who do Last Man on Earth, and they did the Lego Movie, and they did 21 Jump Street, and they're super fucking good and awesome. But I would love to read their original script to see what differences.
Yeah, we should talk about that controversy.
Yeah, because if you guys remember, they were fired or whatever, and they still got a credit for this.
Did they?
But yeah,
Well,
co-writers.
what I had heard is they had shot like 85-90% of this, and then when they got fired, Ron Howard came in and then reshot 80%
more
of
than
them.
80%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. So can you imagine how much the balloon budget was on this? They estimated
almost filmed it
$250 million is their estimates.
And I imagine that first one was probably way fucking better than this one.
You think so?
Oh, for sure. I imagine they wanted to do it. I just imagine they didn't want, because they wanted to do it their way, obviously.
Right, of course.
And they got Ron Howard in there because they knew Ron Howard's, he's more of a studio guy now.
Yeah.
And you could really get him to do. But I bet that they originally, Phil Lord and them, didn't want all those fucking references of being pushed in your face and whatnot.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but I would...
Because I thought it was at times you were just like, okay, goodness.
Exactly, and I think at those times it just felt like a Disney movie rather than a Star Wars movie. But yeah, I would really like to go back and read their screenplay and see what difference it was. I assume it was darker or something.
I don't know.
It needed to be a little grittier, I thought.
Yeah,
We'll
I
probably
agree with
know.
that too. As being Han Solo as like a smuggler, you figured it would be a lot more grittier and a lot more death and stuff.
And at that time where the galaxies, is lawless or whatever.
Right.
But a scene I did like that we didn't talk about was that kind of war scene where he's at the start and showing kind of the battle.
Yes.
Where I'm not really even sure who they're fighting, but I've always wanted like a Saving Private Ryan-esque Star Wars, like Clone Wars, like where you follow like a group of like just clones or whatever. It's like super dark and gritty. I thought that
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I thought that
That'd be a
they
cool
did
movie, actually.
a good job of showing how kind of dark and gritty that war zone was for just that short period.
Yeah.
Until we learned that it's all just a fucking heist and whatever the entire time. But yeah. And Woody Harrelson's character in that part, remember when he was pretending to be the captain or whatever? Mm-hmm. And then and he tells a guy, and then he's like still pretending, like, and he was like giving orders and stuff. I thought it was a little silly.
So, did you guys know that originally that a young Han Solo was supposed to show up in Episode 3?
Yes, I did know that. 10-year-old Han Solo, yeah. Yep.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, so am I. Wasn't he supposed to be escorted by
He was supposed to help them figure out who a droid belonged to or who a ship belonged to somehow. I don't fucking know.
and he was an orphan or whatever,
Yeah,
and
he was an
Chewbacca
orphan.
took him. something like that. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I don't see. Yeah, that sounds like it was a fucking George Lucas idea.
probably.
Most certainly.
I don't see where they would even fit him in the third
Revenge of the
episode.
Sith? No, I don't know.
Because they never go to like, because you would think, because Han Solo obviously he's grown up on the streets his entire life. So when would that even have been in the?
When would have? Yeah.
It would have been forced, like a lot of the things were in this movie. It would have been really forced. Yeah, thank God.
I am just so happy though. I'm so happy I got to see Darth Maul again. I never thought I'd ever see him on screen again. I mean, the big screen, you know.
Yeah.
We see him in Rebels and in Clone Wars, but I never thought I'd see him on the big screen again. And you know what? I really hope we get to see him again. I hope he's a bad guy again. But if I never get to see him again, at least I can
At
say
least we got to see him.
I got to see him one more time.
Oh, I mean, if we don't see him now after this,
I'll be
If it
furious.
just, yeah. I mean, it would be horrible. But I do like that they did that. That's probably the best thing. That was probably the best part for fans, real fans.
Oh,
of
without
it.
a doubt.
It's
I
definitely the
flipped.
best part. I yelled in the theater.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit!
I smiled from ear to ear, and there's only one other time I ever did that, and that's when Yoda fucking came back in The Last Jedi. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I know.
To me, that would have been the
You should see it
equivalent.
by
That
now.
would have been the equivalent of like showing Boba Fett, like
Yes,
reach
yeah.
out of the Sarlacc pit or something. That would have
That'd
been
be-
the equivalent of that for me.
What if, hear me out, what if that's how his fucking standalone movie starts, is him just reaching out and just ripping out of the Sarlacc's pit?
That's always what I see.
Sarlacc's
Yeah,
pit.
you only see one glove come up, and then the movie ends for the next one. And then, that's actually Patton Oswalt. That's what I got that joke from.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does a bit on Parks and Rec where he just rambles on about Star Wars. And
Yes.
he has a whole thing about Boba Fett reaching at the
Yeah,
Sarlacc
yeah, I
pit.
vaguely remember that, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't believe we didn't see Boba Fett in this.
We saw kind of his armor.
I don't think it was even his. I think it was just Mandalorian
Mandalorian,
armor.
yeah.
Which was cool, I guess. But
But I think, yeah, it's one of the first times that we've probably seen it since.
Mandalorian armor. Well, yeah. Well, that's probably the first time we've ever seen any
I mean,
Mandalorian
now that Disney,
that,
yeah.
that
Now that-
wasn't his stuff. Yeah. I know, but no, we never get to see a Mandalorian.
I'd love to see a Mandalorian standalone film. Because
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of history on the Mandalorians.
The Mandalorians are insane. They're just a civilization built on fighting.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
And
is-
they gave the Jedis a lot of problems back then. A lot of problems.
Oh yeah, well, in Star Wars Rebels, they have what's called a gray saber, which is the gray anti
Yeah.
one that
They use that in the Clone Wars too, that cartoon.
Yeah, but yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but that's a lightsaber that
Right.
Mandalorian wields,
Yeah.
non-wielding.
Well,
Jedi.
in like 1,000 BYY, whatever.
Yeah.
Way back then.
The years are really
yeah, I know
confusing in Star Wars.
they really are. But they actually put that saber in the Jedi Temple, and the Mandalorian stole it back from them
yeah,
Yeah.
man,
1,000 years later.
that'd be so fucking awesome if we ever got Boba Fett with the saber.
Oh my god. How cool would that be to have a standalone freaking Mandalorian film though about that whole occurrence? About how the Jedi took the saber, put it in their temple, and then they got it back.
Yeah, it'd be,
That'd be sick.
That would be one where you'd have to make rated R too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where you
Without
show
a doubt.
Mandalorian, it's just them, just fucking tribes against tribes.
That's a
killing
lot
each
of
other.
death.
Yeah,
and the Mandalorians were pretty
You pretty much
fearsome.
can't make a Mandalorian movie without making it rated R. There's so many other stories I would have liked to see.
I know.
Rather than
And we could talk about it for hours too. I mean,
could.
there's so much they can do, and I feel like sometimes they're just kind of rehashing the old ideas.
Oh,
And
they're
it's like let's move on. I want new characters, new ideas, new galaxies. They even talk about in this universe of places that are unknown. Like they literally say that. Like they're unknown sectors of the
Oh, yeah.
galaxy. So it's like let's try to make a new story and go out there. You know,
Well, it's
new
not-
characters, new planets.
I mean, out of all the Star Wars legends, Star Wars books, Star Wars comic books,
God,
there's
yeah.
so many stories that you can tell that would be so awesome to see on screen.
Yeah.
I just don't know how this one got through, where it's like, we got to show this before we show anything else.
Right. And I want to start a petition and get freaking Knights of the Old Republic a TV show. That's what I want.
But yeah, so do I. We all fucking want that. It's not gonna happen.
Netflix.
If Lord of the Rings can get a TV show,
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like, I changed my perspective on life after I heard Lord of the Rings got a TV show.
But it would be so expensive to do a Star Wars TV show.
But would it?
Yeah, they spent $250 million on this.
Okay, but they spend $250 million on Avengers, but then they make TV shows all the time, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
I would not want
those.
a Star Wars show that. I would want the quality to be the same for a TV show as.
Not me.
Oh, I would not want to see a shitty CGI or shitty.
No, it wouldn't be shitty CGI. I mean, you could do, but what I'm saying is, like, you could do so many shows where you don't have to have a lightsaber all the time. You just have aliens and shit.
Yeah, but even those aliens, those costumes and everything cost a shit ton of money. Like, I say that the cantina scenes are the best part of Star Wars, but those scenes are the most expensive part.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different moving pieces to those scenes.
Oh, yeah, and you got to put all those people in costume. Imagine how many costume designers.
And you got to put people in costumes that are like 30 feet in the background that you're not even going to see, but you got to still spend
You still got to spend 2 hours to put them in it, too.
You got to spend 2 hours, and you got to make sure that it's perfect. Where someone, because every scene in these Star Wars movies, someone is
some assholes like
I know.
looking through and trying to find problems with it.
So you really, really got to do Star Wars. You got to do it right. You really got to take your time. I think is the big thing. But that's the thing that would scare me about a TV show. With them being half-assing it or something.
Yeah, that's true. I just want one so bad.
But they're already saying they're gonna give fucking Lord of the Rings $500 million or whatever.
Yeah,
they already
I know.
have 5 seasons in the works. Yeah. Why can't you have
$1 billion?
Why couldn't you have a
deal.
really good Star Wars show?
You think it'll happen when Disney launches its own
Oh,
streaming?
you bet your ass. If that does happen, I'm subscribing.
I can imagine
Right
they're
now.
probably doing a lot more cartoons for that streaming service.
You know what? I'm actually cool with that too.
I'm cool with it,
the
too.
Star Wars cartoons. I really do enjoy them.
So do I.
I love the Clone Wars.
And those are a good way to do it where you can still be, it could still be very high detailed or
Right,
whatever,
yeah.
but you don't have to go and spend 18 hours making a costume or anything. You just got to draw it up. And I love the Clone Wars and I like Star Wars Rebels a lot too, so I'd be fine with more
So would
cartoons.
I'd like that.
I think that's where Disney really knows, at least TV wise, they know what they're doing cartoon.
I wish. I keep bringing it up, but I wish they would do a Knights of the Old Republic because we'd get the story, we'd get the whole baseline of the religion and everything,
Yeah.
and the Rule of Two with Darth Bane. Like, I just feel like
could
it's
go
so much
you could go
wasted
back to
time
the
of
first-
me reading those books for no reason because they're not canon anymore. So I'm a little bitter about
You
it.
could go back to the first temple, wherever Luke was on that island, or
Yes.
whatever. You could do all that.
Yeah,
The
'cause
tree,
that's
and
where
everything.
it all.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yeah,
temple.
that's the first.
Yeah. It would be cool to connect all of it, but it'd have to be fucking. You'd have to do it really, really
Yeah.
dark.
And a multi-season too, because
Oh,
you couldn't
yeah,
explain
yeah.
all of it in 1 or 2 seasons.
Fuck, it would take
No,
It'd
it would
probably
take a lot,
8
man.
seasons.
Yeah.
The fucking Jedi history is so dead.
It is, man. It is.
There's so much added.
And I know
onto
more
it,
about Sith history than I do Jedi history, honestly.
Yeah, it's insane. You'd have to. Yeah.
But the timelines are so confusing because they go like up and then back down. It's weird. It's like
It's like
opposite.
R.
It's
It's
a
like
BBY
It's
thing.
like R AD and BC
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's like before. It's like before the Republic and after Republic are all different times
Yep.
and stuff. It's fucking confusing. It's really, really nerdy shit. Pretty much. Well, is there anything else?
Well, speaking of nerdy shit, I didn't catch it during while I was watching it, but apparently the fertility idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark showed up in the movie.
Told you they are connected. Indiana Jones is Han Solo.
Where was that at?
In Paul Bettany's collection on his ship with all his other cool shit, I guess.
I didn't see it either. That's
I didn't
something I
see
think
that.
I would have.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe I didn't pick that up.
There's probably a ton of shit in that office and everything that I don't think I picked up because he had a ton of like artifacts and stuff. The Mandalorian armor, something I picked up immediately, but yeah, it's crazy.
Galactic Standard Calendar is what it stands for. Oh, never mind.
Oh, Okay. Any other Easter eggs? Anyone else picked up?
The release date was the same release date as A New Hope. And if you guys didn't know that.
Oh,
May
yes, it was
25th.
May 25th. Yeah.
Does that mean that this is going to become a trilogy? The Solo trilogy? That's honestly, when they showed Darth Maul, I think it's going to be a Solo 2 or whatever.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do.
With after how bad, or not how bad, but it didn't do good in the box office.
No, it didn't.
Well, it didn't do good compared to Star Wars films. It was number 1 in the box office. It made $90 million, I think, its first weekend.
But they spent $250 on it.
Yeah, but $90 million your first weekend before going overseas, they're gonna make their money back by far.
Overseas was a train wreck.
Oh, did they already?
Yeah, that's what they said at the box office.
Let's just see.
103 million is what they're reporting
For
for the first 4 days.
in America or
This would be, yeah, domestically. Yeah, 100 million domestically. I don't know what it did overseas though.
Well, I know it had the biggest Memorial Day weekend in a long time.
yeah, it's
but
gonna make its money back. I don't think.
probably.
I hope it does.
but
I'm sure it hasn't opened to China yet because usually movies
68 million overseas.
I don't really
100 million
see.
domestically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're getting
168 million.
Yeah, it's not bad in the first weekend.
They're gonna make their money back. I just don't. It's not gonna do as well as I think they think it's gonna do as well
Right.
because like all of us and even me and you are really big Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
We were not super excited to see this.
No, I wasn't super excited, but I wasn't let down or disappointed. I mean, I was. It's really weird because a part of me was excited, but it wasn't the same excitement that I had for 7 or 8, or even Rogue One.
Even
I don't
Rogue
know.
One, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. But I mean, I was looking forward to seeing this, and I'm glad I did. And I thought overall they did a good job.
Man, looking at reviews on this, people hated Rogue One. A lot of people did
Yes.
not like Rogue One.
I don't get that.
I don't know. Yeah.
There was a lot of people who hated Rogue One. I thought it was
Doesn't
one of the
make
better
sense to
ones.
Me too.
It really felt like Star Wars to me.
Well,
Like, really.
Rogue One to me felt like it built on the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
This Han Solo movie to me did not feel like it built on the universe. to
Yeah,
me. It didn't feel like it brought me more into the universe. It was in the universe. It had all the fucking action, the scenes and characters and everything, but the story just did not feel like it built on the entire lore of Darth Vader and the Death Star and the Empire and stuff. It just didn't feel like
Right.
it built on it.
It was definitely more of a side story.
It was more of, just a character story, I
Yeah.
guess, which, I don't know, yeah. I just wish it would have built more on that. But, and again, it tried to build more on them with the rebels being at the very end or whatever they were called. The bike people who ended up being the
Yeah, I don't
girl.
know.
people.
They looked scary until they took their masks off and find out they're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
they were awesome.
Yeah, they
Even
were
then,
riding those speed bikes around and
I
shit.
liked them. And Warwick Davis was in it. Who's in every Star Wars movie. He plays the short. He's a
Yeah.
dwarf.
Oh, yeah, yes,
he's
yes.
he's in every
Yeah.
he's in every Star Wars movie. But yeah, I don't know. I like them a lot, but again, like I said, I didn't feel like it built on the story to me, the Star Wars universe.
No.
I'll be a lot more excited for fucking Episode 8, which is the next Star Wars movie we're getting, or Episode 9.
Nine.
Yeah.
But that's the next one. I knew what you meant, but that's the next one we're getting is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
wow.
do an episode and then
Oh,
they
yeah,
do a
that's
spin-off.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be in 2019. Oh, my gosh. We're almost there.
That'll be 2018. It'll
Yeah,
be
that's it.
December
I thought
something.
It was at the end of the year again. Yeah.
Yeah, because they always come out December 11th or whatever.
If that's the case, I'm fucking stoked because that's like 4 months away.
I know, which is
Are you guys sure it's not in May?
I'm pretty sure it's at the end of the year.
Oh, my God.
that's
be
when
awesome.
they've all came
Yeah.
out. That's when 7 and 8 has came out.
I'm going to check.
One thing we didn't bring up.
Oh, you
is-
got, no, December 20th, 2019. So that's not the end of this year. It's the end of next year.
So what's coming out?
Nothing.
Next.
I don't think anything.
Because I that's what I thought they were going to do, a Star Wars movie every year.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Damn, we got to wait a year and a half for another Star Wars movie.
I know, it sounds... That's shitty.
Yeah, that's
very
what this
shitty.
said. December 20th, 2019. Why would they do that? What a bunch of assholes.
That doesn't make sense, though, because I haven't heard of them filming anything yet, or anything,
No.
which would be pretty weird if it's going to go on 4 months and they haven't filmed.
I don't know, though. I figured you'd make more movies like how they do with superhero films where it's like 2 or 3 a year, but do that with Star Wars.
I think it will eventually get to that, but
Yeah.
people are... I'm worried about it, and people are worried about it. People were saying how...
Star
Disney-
Wars fatigue.
People are saying how Disney is already over fucking milking the Star Wars cow with this movie,
Yeah.
and there was just a cash grab or whatever,
Yeah.
which it kind of felt like to me, but one a year would be fine to me where you don't overcrowd the market. One a year would be fine.
I want 2 a year. 2 a year. I'll settle for 2 a year. Yeah, we'll do
If it's
one
2
origin story, one episode.
If it's 2 a year where one's bad, though, and one's good, I don't want that.
no,
I'd
neither
rather
do I.
one a year be
But
super
honestly, did you think this one was bad?
good. No. No,
Especially for all the shit that happened, all the drama.
Yeah, no, Oh, well, should we just get into our reviews? Our ratings?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Wrap
that's
it up.
fine.
Is everyone...
Yeah, I'm
Is
cool
there
with that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we don't have to do a 3-hour review like our Last Jedi podcast for this one.
Well, who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
Not me.
I know, I
Not
don't
me,
wanna-
dude. I've been
Michael,
botching this
fuck it.
whole fucking podcast. I can't even talk today.
go
So
first.
Michael can go.
Okay. Well, I've already said that for the first, like, maybe 40 minutes of this movie, I was kind of bored, and I was just waiting for Lando to show up, basically. But as soon as he showed up, it started to get a little bit more interesting. But for me, anytime you do some kind of spin-off off a main character of some kind of origin, and you already know, like, what he does later, and so many people in this movie end up showing up later too, takes all the fucking drama out of the movie, because you know they're not going to die. It's impossible for them to die. So anytime they were in like a tight spot where it's like, oh shit, what are they going to do now? It's like, well, they're going to get out because they're alive in 30 years. You know? Like when they broke off and went through that fucking garbage space and got attacked by the monster and getting sucked in the black hole.
We didn't even
I
talk
was
about
like,
that.
Just,
I know.
Just get the fuck out. We know you're going to get the fuck out. But they were doing all this drama shit, and Woody Harrelson's got to go fucking inject that shit, and he's falling. And it's like, just get it over with, man. We know. We know they escape. Why are you doing this to us? But, I mean, and I honestly never really got happy until Darth Maul showed up. And then I was like, oh my fucking God. Thank God this movie was made for some reason, because like we said, we didn't see the point in having to do it. And they ruined a lot of stuff too, like his last name. That irritated the fuck out of me, actually. But, I mean, for not being excited to go see it, and then, you know, it sprinkled in a few things that made me be like, okay, I'm super glad that I saw this movie. I don't think that it deserves a super high score, but I'm going to give it like a 78-ish, right around there. Which is higher than I thought that it was going to end up being for me. But another thing, fuck, I just lost my thought.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah,
I've been doing it all day.
and I'm gonna,
Yeah.
and then I fucking forget it. Shit. Yeah, 78 for me.
Well, we can always come back to
Yeah,
it.
I'll try to think. Of
It's
what
okay,
else.
man. I get
I
it.
was on
I
a
understand. It's a weird morning.
You know what else though is I could not get anybody to go see this movie with me. So we're
I know
not the
you couldn't
only-
even get me to
No.
go. Yeah.
I asked like everybody, and I was like, "You want to go see this?" And my brother has Movie Pass. Could have seen it for free. He's like, "No, I'm not that interested in it."
Wow. That shocks me about Zach, because he likes those kind of movies, like superhero movies, Star Wars movies. So that's surprising.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
Perfect.
Even though it was not that great, I still think that it deserves to be seen in theaters, because I believe that every Star Wars movie deserves to be seen there because that's where you get the full effect of everything.
Thank you for that. I'm glad you remembered that.
You or me?
Either one, it's all good.
I'll go. I had really low expectations going in this, and I think that might have even helped my review. But like Michael said, this was not a story I was super excited to hear or see. But I never felt bored during it. But that might be my bias because I just love the fucking Star Wars universe.
Right.
And even if you're showing me a business meeting in the Star Wars universe, I'm still really excited to be there.
Right.
But I was never really bored. It's just the story that lacked the most, and the characters. Like you said, we kind of know where everything's going, but that never felt like it hinged on me being excited what's going on or whatever, because I didn't know how they were going to handle the Kira thing. I didn't know how they're going to handle Woody Harrelson's character.
Right.
I didn't know where those characters were going. I knew where Han Solo was going, and I knew that he won the Millennium Falcon in a hand of Sabak or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, the first scene that they played Sabak, I thought he was going to win that scene.
So did I.
And that kind of stuff was kind of surprising to me. I do think that this movie probably failed on because there's the production company, Disney, and the executives were all trying to get their hands and just trying to make the most money possible.
Right.
And I guarantee the original version would have been better with the original actors and everything. But I had low expectations. I liked a lot of the scenes. A lot of the scenes I thought were fun. That scene where we didn't even talk about where they're going through the black hole, I liked it a lot. It was it was crazy to me, that whole thing. But yeah, but overall, it's not the best Star Wars film ever. But it's not the fucking worst Star Wars film.
No,
it
it's
ain't
definitely
Clone
not.
Wars. It definitely is not Clone
Hey,
Wars.
careful. I love the battle.
I know you do.
on
I know.
Geonosis.
But yeah, again, it probably didn't need to be seen, but I just thought it was alright. I gave it a 76.
Okay. Well, to hit up on all the points that you guys did, for me, this again, like I was interested in this movie going, and I never felt bored, as you said before. I never felt bored during this movie. But for whatever reason, it definitely wasn't one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but I was definitely in the universe and I appreciated it. And I felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie when I was watching this. And to bring up the point that you brought up, Michael, about how like you knew how Han Solo was going to live and just go through it. I got that, but that never took me out of the movie only because, like, as you were saying, you know, like with not knowing about Kira or Woody Harrelson's character or any of them. So that never necessarily took me out. And what the fuck does it matter what I have to say after I said that, you know, Chewbacca? So I think what I'll do is I think I'll just rate this movie. I gave this movie an 84%, which is much higher than you guys. I did like this movie, though. I didn't think it was the best one by far and away, and I felt like the story didn't necessarily need to be told. With Han Solo, and I know I hit on this point earlier, but I liked a lot of the mysticism behind Han Solo and not knowing and hearing all these tales in the original trilogies. You know, we got to hear tales of, you know, the 12 parsecs and that kind of stuff. But we never actually knew, and I think that they answered every single question in this movie. That to where there was like, there's no hearsay anymore.
Well, that's what, yeah.
You know? And even Lando mentioned that. He goes, everything you have heard about me is true.
Yeah.
And that's what he said in the movie, you know, Donald Glover. And so I was like, that kind of it kind of sucked for me as a Star Wars fan. And I feel like it kind of took away from the original film a little bit watching it. But even though I'm talking shit about it, I really thought it was fucking good. I liked it altogether, and I felt like I was watching Star Wars. I felt like the relationships were different, and there were a lot of surprises. Like the Act 1, the first act on the train, when one of those guys died, I was like, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Because that was a cool character. I was kind of pissed that they killed him off that fast, the forearm guy. But yeah, overall 84. I would definitely recommend go seeing this in theaters. Support Star Wars always. And check out my shirt.
They need it. Yeah.
Han Solo.
But yeah, a thing we didn't really touch on, but I thought the big takeaway was I'm interested to see where Kira goes from here. That was,
Yes.
I think that was
Yeah.
a big interest from me. I don't
Can
think
we just say that Amelia Clark fucking killed it? She
did
looked
do a
like
good
she
job.
had a
Yeah.
lot of fun doing
She
this.
did, absolutely.
She looked like she had
Yeah.
a ton of fun.
she's great too, but I'm really interested, which it isn't great saying after seeing a Solo film that you're not interested to see what happens to Solo or whatever, but I am interested. I thought that Kira character was a lot more interesting than,
Yeah.
I mean, because we were talking about earlier, she has a lot of mystery. You know, where is she going to go now? Is she a fucking Jedi?
Right. We don't know.
Yeah, what's going to happen? We have no idea.
Here's a question. Would you like to see a Solo TV show? Because that'd be a lot cheaper to do, probably. Not as many lightsabers, and you probably wouldn't need as many aliens. You could do some more humans.
You probably could do a Solo TV show where, yeah, I would probably be interested. It'd probably be more, I think it'd be more of like a dark comedy, I guess.
Yes,
I think it'd be
yeah.
more on the funny side.
Right.
Like this movie was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
More funny than I thought it was, really. But yeah, I think that would work. For sure. I just want to see more aliens, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
true.
love these cantina scenes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
We talked about Solo.
We did.
Man, a long
was
time
fun.
in the making for this movie.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
From just hearing about that they're doing a Solo film, from my original reaction was why,
Why? Yeah, exactly.
and now my reaction is also why. But yeah, I don't know. It's a long time.
But you
in the
still enjoyed it, right?
I did, absolutely. We were very spoiled to live in a time where we get a Star Wars film almost
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
Where we had to wait.
Fucking.
Well, the original
a decade
fans
every time.
had to wait 30 years
Oh
before
my
they got.
God. You
So at
gotta
least-
feel bad for him.
Yeah, so at least we're not waiting fucking 30 years for another
No.
shitty trilogy.
Trilogy. Hey, easy, pal. I like the prequels. I grew up on that shit. Okay, that's what got me.
You know,
into
one
Star
of my
Wars.
favorite prequels is the Phantom Menace, and
Yeah, I
and
know.
people just shit on
Phantom
that.
Menace is
People
great.
hate the Phantom
It's great.
Menace, I know. But it's
Liam
great
Neeson, are you
because of
kidding
Darth
me?
Maul,
Yeah, that's my favorite one because of Darth Maul. Favorite prequel.
Yeah.
and we only get to see him for 4.5
Dude, you guys know
minutes.
that double wielded saber I'm pretty fucking good at? No, I'm serious. I've had years of
Does
practice.
not surprise me one bit.
I'm serious.
But
I'm
I
really
do want
good
to
with
ask you a
the
question
double
before we get off of here.
because I own like 15 lightsabers.
What movies in the Star Wars universe does Solo beat to you?
Does this fall under? Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, you don't have to tell me like the ranking, but which movies is this better than?
I think it's, oh man, it
So
depends if you
tough.
go movie wise, like dialogue, everything. Because dialogue in this Phantom Menace is horrible. Everything that kid says, Anakin says, is just cringy.
Annie.
Yeah.
Fucking Jar Jar.
Everything, yeah. Jar Jar
Yeah.
is horrible. Man, Jar Jar is bad. I think it's better than Phantom Menace, and I think it's better than Clone Wars.
Okay. I'm going to go with, obviously, better than Phantom Menace. It's funny because whenever I say that these movies are better, I still like them. So I just
Same,
want to
yeah.
throw that out there. I still like them, okay? I like every single Star Wars movie that's ever came out. But I would say it's better than Phantom Menace. For whatever reason, I love Attack of the Clones. That one has a special place in my heart. So it's not that one. Because that's when I really got into Star Wars, Cash. That was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Phantom Menace was the first
Attack of the
Phantom
Clones.
Menace was the first one. And that will always have a soft spot in my heart
Yeah.
for. And I will always like that movie, and I'll always watch it when it's on.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Movie wise, yeah. But
That was the first one that I watched, but the first one in theaters was Attack of the Clones, and I remember it being a big deal. We got
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 of our friends together.
Yeah, I saw
You remember Drew Sharkey? I went with Drew Sharkey to that, man. Me and him love Star Wars. It was so funny. Yeah, we'd always play Battlefront 2 on the Xbox.
so,
Do you remember that game?
Of course.
That game was amazing.
It's one of the best Star Wars games
It is,
ever. made.
ever. Yeah. That and the ObiWan original Xbox game, too.
And
That
the
one's
Knights of the
dope.
Republic.
Knights of Republic,
original
yes.
game was awesome.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me that you guys are only 2 years younger than me, but your intro to Star Wars is entirely fucking different. Because I saw all 3 of the old ones way before I saw any of the new ones.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts.
Oh, I saw the old ones before I saw
Well, I thought you said you saw Phantom Menace was the first one you saw.
Phantom Menace was the first one I ever saw
In theaters.
Oh, in
Yes,
theater.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, the Phantom Menace was the first one I ever saw as a kid.
Oh yeah,
So,
Yeah,
okay.
ever.
That's what
I
I
didn't
thought,
see
yeah.
the originals first. I saw. So if I was mesmerized by the Phantom Menace, how do you think I took the original, trilogy?
It really, yeah,
Real well.
It depends. My dad is a huge Star Wars fan, so I saw his movies all growing up. But that's what, and that's why I went opening day. Phantom Menace.
There you
Skip
go.
school.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip school. Yep.
Well, yeah, we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah.
YouTube, you can find us, HYSI, hashtag followed by the episode number. This one will be solo, a Star Wars story. Instagram, have you seen it? Twitter, seen it podcast. Cash is on Twitter. That's just Cash. Michael's on Twitter. What the Falk 63? He's dying over there.
Dying. He's got the black lung.
Yeah, definitely not supposed to do that. I think that's it.
I think so.
Oh yeah, iTunes, rate and review us on iTunes as
give
well,
us a
guys.
review.
Please review us. Like our videos on YouTube too. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Or give us a comment how much you love us, hate us. We'll take all of it. It does not matter either way.
Absolutely.
All press is good press. So I've heard. Alrighty, until next time.
Adios.